Hello and welcome to our October pickups video of Sprite Lovers. Another month of crazy pickups and cool finds, cheap deals.
Really awesome stuff. And like any other month, we try to control ourselves and say, oh, we're really not going to spend that much. We're not going to get that much. But
it's hard to turn down
awesome deals.
Stuff you haven't found that you've been looking for and that just pop up in the wild.
Finding that good classic childhood game you haven't seen since you were like 10 years old and you thought you lost forever.
Yep. And a few that were just so cheap that you can't say no. At least I can't say no because I have no willpower. So
we don't have any willpower.
We don't. I know.
It's not just you. It's
Sometimes
terrible affliction.
I just can't. No, I must. Hey, I can stop buying games anytime I want. I just don't want. So anyway, that's our episode. We're gonna start off here. So sit back and enjoy the show.
Stay tuned. Right So, really cool thing about this month, in my personal life, I had a major advancement, or I leveled up, should I say, in my professional career. I got a promotion. So like any person, they would treat themselves to something upon getting a promotion. And, well, I felt the need to anyway. What I decided to get for myself, to go along with more recent addictions that I've been into, I decided that I was going to buy the Skylanders Dark Edition
Swap Force
thing.
Because isn't it funny that a month after Megan happens upon the Skylanders franchise and becomes a fan, the new Skylanders is coming out, so it worked out perfectly.
Yeah. But this is really cool. It comes with the game, the portal, big huge poster where you can keep track of all the Skylanders that you got, all the little collectible cards, which I still haven't played around with, so I don't really know what they do. Comes in this fancy box, and it also comes with 5 figures, which I'll show you really quickly.
And you got the 360 version because if you remember our last pickup video, she got the 3DS version. That was her first introduction to Skylanders, and we wanted to get a home console version. They were all out of Wii U versions, so we went with the next best thing was good old 360.
Yeah. So. And these are the figures. Okay. So these are the 5 figures that come with Swap Force.
You'll notice they're all dark.
They're dark edition. They're black and silver. And they look really cool. Spyro, there's my favorite right there. And then, in addition, when I did the pre-order for Swap Force Dark Edition from GameStop, it came with an additional figure, which is the Light Core Hex, who is one of my favorite characters. She's very, very cool.
Pure bonuses are always good.
Yeah. And shortly after I got this, probably within the same day, I decided to get another little figure, which is Sunscorch, I think. I forgot her name, something like that. But she's really cool. I really dig her. But yes, these are the figures that came with the.
If you don't know about Swap Force,
yes, this is
here's
cool.
the Swap Force figures that came with it, and what you can do is swap their forces, and there's like different moves in the game you can share with different characters.
Yeah, there's like 250 different combinations.
All the mixing and matching you can do,
really
so it's pretty cool. And actually, from what I've seen, the Swap Force game seems to be the best Skylanders game.
Very beautiful and colorful. Kind of reminds me of Cameo, because of the colors and a few other things too. Yeah. But it plays like any other dungeon crawler. Really fun. But they get you though, because unfortunately you do have to buy all these little guys if you want to fully complete the game. Yes. But at least the figures are cool and they look cool on my shelf. So
yeah, they're really nice.
Very cool. Very cool purchase. So my obsession with Skylanders didn't stop there, and I got more figures. This guy I got off eBay.
A good place to find cheap figures, cheaper than you get them at the store, and old figures that are, pretty cheap. So.
This guy, I just bought him the other day. He's a Swap Force guy, as are these two.
They're so cool.
They're very cool. These two in particular are like variants, kind of more rare ones. Not super rare at this point because they're obviously still out on store shelves, but what makes them variants is They're not like the normal colors. These ones are black and gold. Kind of like the dark edition ones, dark with like the silver shiny. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what makes them the variants. But they're very cool. So these were a couple extra figures I got. My other one that I got.
This is awesome.
I love Tree Rex. He's one of my favorites from Giants. And at Walmart, I found a variant of him. So instead of being the lighter wood with the red, he's darker with blue.
Blue on there, yeah.
And he's very cool.
He's a good
So more figures for the collection.
Yes. So as we mentioned in our last video, we went to the Retro Game Con here in Syracuse, New York on the 19th of October, and we got some cool pickups there. So I'll start showing the ones that I picked out. Okay, so this first one is a PlayStation 1 game that I've wanted for quite a while, and it is Heart of Darkness. And what it kind of is, it's a side-scrolling game, but it's not like a fast-paced action game. It's kind of more like if you've ever played the game Out of This World, that was on like Super Nintendo, Genesis, probably PC, 3DO, a bunch of systems back in the day. Really cool. It's kind of like each screen in the game is like a puzzle you have to overcome. So pretty awesome, great art, great music.
Yeah. Some of those enemies
really
you fight too, they're a little
yeah,
creepy.
There's like these shadow creatures you fight, and they're really cool. So.
Really awesome story
Yep,
too.
we really wanted to get it, and it was a good copy at the Infinite Lives booth, so I got that one. And then I got 2 Saturn games. I really love collecting for my Saturn because there's a lot of unique games that came out for it, or just little ones that I'm like, oh, I really want to get that someday, but a lot of them are really expensive. But I found one that I've been looking for a very long time, and that is Shinobi Legions, which is a Shinobi title, so if you've never played those, it's a ninja game, side-scroller. They're all pretty good, all the mainline ones, and this one looks kind of cheesy when you see it at first because it's got digitized characters like Mortal Kombat, but I rented it years ago and played, but I didn't play it much. I played like the first level and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. But then I kind of wanted it year after year. I'm like, man, I want to find that game again, and I could never find it.
Eventually, you just gotta get
like,
it.
I find it that it was too much and everything, but they had it really reasonably priced at one of the vendors at Retro Game Con, so I finally got it. Played the first couple levels, and I'm very happy with it. It's got this cheesy kung fu movie storyline. No dialogue, but just like little cutscenes between the levels that are really campy, but awesome. So I got that, and then a copy of Sonic 3D Blast for the Saturn, which, funnily enough, this isn't something that I got directly at the con. I purchased a game for Game Boy Color called Deja Vu 1 and 2, and I have the first Deja Vu on NES. And this one had a sequel in it, and it's a point-and-click adventure with, detective storyline and everything. Really, I got like a funny sense of humor too. It didn't work. I got the game home, I tried it, I tried cleaning it, it stopped working. So I took it back to the store, which was Infinite Lives in Oswego. I took it back and got store credit, and I picked up this game, which I was looking at the con. I was looking at this game as well. So I know a lot of people don't like Sonic 3D Blast. It's definitely not as good as the side-scrolling Sonics, but I have a place in my heart for it. So I always wanted the Saturn version, and now I have it. So there's that one.
So I found a few things at Retro Game Con, which I was very happy with. In one of our previous videos, we found Donkey Kong Land 1. Well, to finish up the collection, there's 2 and 3. So now that's complete, and they're really awesome plays, just like the other ones. So I'm very happy to have this back in the collection.
Yep, yellow cartridges.
Yes. The last loose cartridge game that I got was Tasmania 2. I never played the first one, but this was a game I had when I was wee little. Really loved it. It's just a fun little platform with really good music. It has this cute little charm to it. I've always liked it, so very happy to find that one. I did find a couple boxed Game Boy Advance games. This was a super pack. It has Spyro and Crash in it. I haven't really gotten a chance to try it out yet. I don't know if it's 2 games in one kind of thing.
Yeah, I remember when they came out, I was reading like Electronic Gaming Monthly or something back in the day when they came out, and I think they're Crash and Spyro's game and Spyro and Crash's game. So
Spash.
So,
it's a new game.
That's basically what they're doing. They're confusing us. No, but it was pretty cool. So
yeah. So you have this in game complete, and then this intrigued me because it was a side scroller, and I'm a huge fan of Spyro, so I love collecting anything that I don't have of the Spyro series. This is The Legend of Spyro, The Eternal Night. And like I was saying, it plays like side-scroller. Very cool. I'd like to check this out more. Again, don't know how it is, but Spyro is always known for being more just a 3D platformer. And, you know, you go around and collecting gems, and then the Skylanders series, of course. So it's cool and unique that this is side view. So
yes, so it should be cool.
The last thing I found, which is funny because I think in the previous pickup video, I got the first one of these, and I was saying, oh, I'd love to get the second one. Well, Retro Game Con happened, and boom, I got Medieval 2.
Medieval 2.
So very, very happy to find this. Popped it in for a little bit, just as classic and awesome as I remember. Really good sequel to the first one. Really quickly to go over, you know, you still play as Daniel Fortescue, only it's like centuries after the first one happened, and you know, evil's running amok in London. Yeah. But it's really cool. It's a lot of fun. Very, very happy that I got this. And
yeah, I spotted it. I was like,
added to the
we were just talking about Medieval. So I told Megan, and yep, we snatched that up right away.
Very cool. Last thing I got at Retro Game Con. Of course, I'm gonna get more of these. Like, I don't have enough. But I did come across a couple cheap Skylanders. It was, I think, 3 for $10, and then after 10, the vendor let me. I think each figure was $3 after. So these are the 3 that I got. I don't know if you can see him, but this guy.
Really giant. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's a giant. Granite Crusher? I don't know, I can't remember his name. I'm starting to just regular names. This is Ghost Roaster. This guy's like Boomerang something, but he's very cool. I didn't have him.
I think it's Dino Rang, isn't it?
Dino Rang, that's what it is.
So he's like a little dino dude, looks like a crocodile kind of.
Yeah, he's very cool. This guy's my favorite. And then I haven't done really I don't know, I haven't gotten into the like extra levels at all, and I finally, because they were so cheap, caved and got like a couple of these little expansion pieces. And they look cool, so good little adds to the collection for Skylanders. And then there's no more Skylanders in this video, I promise. I'm done with Skylanders for this month, and I'm sure you guys.
But those were our pickups for the con, and we were really happy with what we found. And there was so much more that we could have gotten, but we had to hold back.
We had to
hold back there. So, yep, it was very successful. So we got a few more games each, and we're just going to kind of alternate back and forth between them, do a little blurb about each so you can see what we got, but not dwell too much on them. So I'm going to start with a box Genesis game that I really liked back in the day, and then Megan was playing a little bit of it after I got it, and that's Beyond Oasis. Really cool, top-down Zelda-esque adventure game for the Genesis with cool graphics. Music by Yuzo Koshiro, who did the Streets of Rage soundtrack, and ActRaiser, if you ever played those games. So, really good game. Glad to have it in my collection, and it was complete, so awesome fun.
Alright, so what I found, I'm going to go over these 2 together because I found them in the same place. Goodwill. This was the Harry Potter Chamber of Secrets for Game Boy Advance, and Harry Potter Chamber of Secrets for PlayStation.
The same cover art.
The exact same cover art. I haven't really played this one. I did play a little bit of the first one. Really enjoyed it. I've actually, past couple days I've been playing this. Really fun. I will say what's funny about it. I noticed a lot of Game Boy Advance games like to kind of do the top down, but it's like at an angle.
Yeah, isometric.
Isometric, thank you. I couldn't think of the word. So it's a game that's kind of playing from that point of view, and it's so far what I've played sort of reminds me of like Zelda, like as far as the dungeons and stuff. The gameplay is kind of like that because you find secret switches and you find little treasure chests, and it's a lot of fun. But the funniest aspect about this game is that it obviously was not allowed to have the Harry Potter actual music from the movies, so this game has its own original soundtrack, which is interesting. It's okay. It's not bad, but yeah, I was a little disappointed when I popped in the game and instead of it was like something. I don't know. I can't remember. It's a little weird. But it's still a really fun game. You get to use the different spells and stuff. So not bad. Found it for like $1 or $2. Goodwill.
Yep.
Very cool.
Harry Potter finds.
Yeah.
Next, I'm going to mention one game I got, and also want to show off something else real quick. I got a loose copy of Desert Demolition, starring Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner for Genesis, and this game is really awesome if you've never played it. Long story short, it's a side-scroller where you play as one or the other. But the best thing about this game is just like the old cartoons back in the days, the Merry Melodies, the Looney Tunes, the music and sound in this game is based off of what's happening on screen. So if you're doing nothing, it's silent. But then as you walk or crawl or run, the music changes for that. It was really cool for Genesis. I couldn't believe how awesome it was back in the day. So I really wanted to get it. And then I'm putting it into a little cassette carrying case that a good friend of mine, Pat Baker, gave me a couple of these cases because he knew I was looking for something to hold Genesis games in, and it's the perfect size, the cassette tape thing. So I'm trying to find like a big wooden one that holds like 100 or something too. But for now, these are great, and I wanted to show it off and thank Pat for doing this. So pretty cool thing if you have any loose Genesis games in your collection.
Alright, so I definitely added a few more DS games to the collection. Those are always my favorite to find because I think recently the one thing I've been playing the most is my 3DS, so I'm always excited to get more DS games. So the first couple that I got from a good friend of mine, Brain Age. These games are always fun. I enjoy them. I don't know how some people feel about them, but they're fun.
Exercise your brain.
Yeah, it makes you feel smart. And then N+, which is a good way to get really frustrated.
Yeah.
But it's fun, plays like Super Meat Boy, which I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with. I do have this on 360, and it's cool to finally have it for DS. So there's those two. These three, I got, this is Gardening Mama. I'm trying to remember where I got that, but this, if you're familiar with the series, plays a lot like Cooking Mama, only you're gardening now, so a lot of fun. These two I got at Voltage. The first one is Chocolatier, which I haven't, unfortunately I haven't had a lot of time to figure out how to play it. I guess it was originally on PC, I never played it, but you know, pretty much you make chocolate, you collect different spices and flavorings and things from around the world, and you manage like your chocolate empire, yeah. So you kind of become like the Heisenberg, I guess, of the chocolate world.
Empire.
But I'm really excited to start learning how to play that. You know, like I said, all the other games I haven't had any time, but it looks really promising. Last game I got for DS, which is really awesome, and it's nothing like the lousy Tim Burton film, which I personally thought it was.
I agree.
Yeah. We'll leave that for you guys to comment on. Is the Alice in Wonderland DS game. It's really cool. I actually have not played as Alice. I've been playing as the other characters. I started off playing as the White Rabbit, and then, you'll have to forgive me, I can't remember the character's name. It's the big hookah smoking caterpillar guy.
Yeah,
I'm playing as him now, so it's cool because I can switch back and forth between the different characters. And I think eventually I get to play as Mad Hatter and a few other characters, so it's really cool. It has a really unique art style. It reminds me of Hokamida a little bit, as far as the style of it, not the gameplay.
Black bold lines around it.
Yeah.
It really looks cool.
Yeah, and the music is absolutely beautiful. I don't think it's actually from the movie though, but it is very Danny Elfman-ish. But it's really, really cool. Definitely, I think my favorite so far out of the games that I got. Really worth trying out. Whole lot of fun.
I got a few DS games and 3DS games to show off too. One of them, the same friend who gave her a couple games, gave me the box of Hotel Dusk, which I already had the cart, and now I have it complete in the box with the manual, and it's a cool little story adventure game, so glad I have that complete now, because I like that game a lot. And then he also gave me the first Phoenix Wright, which if you remember I got the second one when it popped up at Voltage, and now I have the first two, so I'm going to be able to get started on these. I played most of this one when I rented it once. I never finished it though, so I'm going to go through this again and go through the other one too, so I'm really excited because they're really fun games.
Objection!
Objection! Objection, you've never played them. So
I know, I can't say anything.
You can't object. That was my, I don't know what the courtroom term for overturning your objection.
Yeah,
whatever. I forgot. When I played it, I'll remember. But real fun game, story adventure game, takes place in the courtroom, so really fun. And then GameStop had a 2 for $10 sale, or all pre-owned games, or not all pre-owned games, but certain ones. And I always wanted to try this Steel Diver for 3DS. It's a submarine game, and it's pretty cool so far. It's kind of what I was expecting, which, you know, submarine game doesn't seem thrilling to me, but it's a Nintendo first-party game, so I was like, I gotta see what they did with a submarine game. And it's got some cool features, so for $5 I couldn't complain, so pretty good one there.
Very cool. Alright, the next little group of games I want to talk about. So I lied about something earlier. I said I wasn't going to talk about Skylanders, and I forgot I had one more thing. So we'll get it out of the way. I may have mentioned that I played the first one. I actually didn't start playing it until this month. I got this, for pretty cheap at Clutter Ducks. So that way I was able to play through the first one. I'm still playing through it, but I figured before I start playing more of Giants and finishing that up and playing through Swap Force, I would go back and play the first one. And so far, really fun. I can definitely tell, between Giants and especially Swap Force, the beauty of the game and the graphics and some other technical things definitely have improved. But still overall really fun and really awesome. And hopefully I won't keep
every month
continuing
there's
with
going to
this.
be more Skylanders. So
yeah, I gotta stop this addiction. It's pretty bad. But anyway, so there's that. At the flea market, I found one of my favorite childhood games. And my mom had this. I did play it quite a bit. And I'm so happy to finally own it. I wish it was in box, but just to have the game is enough. Populous for Super Nintendo.
Yes.
I did get the DS version of it. Still haven't tried it, but I got it in our last pickup video. But this is the game that I remember from my childhood, and I just absolutely love it. And it's, I don't know, it has this charm to it. Again, it's one of those games I don't know, people that I've heard either love it or hate it. I absolutely love it. And there's this really cool thing that I always remember about the game first. When you're playing and you're like building your lands and you're getting your stuff together and getting your little people's like towns built up and they're spreading across the world. There's this music that plays, but it's not really music. It's like it's a heartbeat. That's it. It's just like this kind of ambient like. And that's all it is, so it's kind of cool. Thought I'd throw that in there. But yeah, this is one of my favorite games. So happy to finally have it back in the collection. Definitely worth playing if you haven't.
So I got a couple Sega Dreamcast games that a friend of mine who just sold his Dreamcast had a couple of games left over, and he's like, hey, you interested in any of these? And I picked out two that I really like, and I'm going to either trade him something in the future or buy him some other games of equal value. But for now, he was like, hang on now. And I have the sequels to both of these, but I don't have the originals. So they're both fighting games. First one is Power Stone, which if you've ever played it is a fun fighting game where you walk around in 3D all over the place. There's like interactivity throughout the levels and stages and a lot of weapons and stuff that you pick up. Really fun, frantic, kind of like Smash Brothers is frantic and there's items everywhere and stuff. It's kind of got that kind of a pace. So really fun one there. And then the very first Marvel vs. Capcom game, which I actually have to get the second one again because I have the second one, but it like 50% of the time doesn't load and I have to like take the disc out, put it back in, or maybe I have a bad laser in my Dreamcast. But it seems like that's the only game that does it. So I want to get that, but the first one's really good, and I've never owned it. I've only rented it and played through it. And she's never played it, so.
But it looks awesome.
But thanks to my friend Tom for these, and I'll be sure to give him something of equal value. But a couple good, great games for my Dreamcast collection, so glad to have those.
Yeah. Alright, the next game I want to talk about, this is one that we've been looking for a while. Boy and His Blob for Wii. Very charming, awesome game. Haven't had a chance to play it yet, but we started the beginning of it, and you start off in this cool little tree house. And,
yeah, it's got great animation and art.
Yeah,
so
it's
awesome.
so beautiful. Like the main characters walk around. It's nighttime. There's all these fireflies, and it's when he first meets the Blob, and it's just very magical and.
It's a cute.
Heartwarming. It gives you the fuzzies.
Yeah, like
inside.
I was so happy playing it.
So. I'm really excited to play.
And we were looking for it forever. It used to be at every GameStop, everywhere you'd see it.
And then it just kind of disappeared.
And then, gone. Somebody either figured out it was really good and started picking it up, or they just sold them all and they never were sold back because they were just so cool.
Yeah.
And we managed to find one at Voltage, and I was like, I gotta get it. And it's so awesome so far. I'm really glad that we have it, and I'm looking forward to checking it out.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to run through a couple other ones. First two are just some flea market finds. One is a PlayStation 3D platformer that I had a demo disc of back in the day, and I always wanted to get, and I finally found a cheap copy of it. And it's called Jersey Devil, and you play as the purple Jersey Devil. And he he looks like a superhero in the game. He's got like a cape, or well, yeah, he's got the wings, devil wings. But he's a cute little character. It's got a really awesome orchestrated soundtrack. It's very moody and kind of fits Halloween actually. But I've always liked it just from the demo. I was like, this is pretty good. And it's probably it's an average platformer for PlayStation. And you know, back then they gave it a little clunkier with their camera angles. But I've always liked it, and now I have the game, so I can give my full judgment, not just on the demo. So that was the first one I got. And then I looked at this one a couple times. It's really cool. It's an Atlas game, which if you've noticed, I've mentioned some other Atlas games I've liked in the past. And it's called Koro Q. And what it is you notice it has like little cartoon race cars on it, and it's not purely a racing game. It's actually a racing RPG. So you like get a car, you upgrade your car, and you know, customize it. And instead of like battles in an RPG, you go through races and stuff and move your way up. But it says on the back, robust RPG adventure. So it just sounds so unique. I've always wanted to try it. It was wicked cheap. Cool. So and it's complete in box. So I got that at the market. Was pretty happy. That was a good one. And then always good to have some compilations in the collection, so you can kill many birds with one stone. And they had real cheap at Walmart Midway Arcade Origins, so it's got more than 30 old classic Midway arcade games. Some of them I'll admit they're just so primitive I don't really care too much to play, but there's some on them that are
Marble
really good.
Madness and Gauntlet 1 and 2 on there.
Yeah, a lot of, and Rampage, so a lot of good ones on here. I have some of them in other collections, like I think I have a PSP collection, but I have a couple of them on there.
But it's cool to have it in kind of a, you know, a set, all-in-one sort of thing. So if you ever want to play, you just kind of grab it in there.
Yeah, some classics and a lot of multiplayer on there, so that was a good one. And then lastly, this was a Clutter Ducks find, and really, really awesome game. I've heard so much about it, played the demo, and now I'm finally able to sit through and play the whole thing. And that is Walking Dead, which we haven't started watching the new season yet, so I'm behind on the TV show. But I heard this is, in terms of storytelling, like beyond the TV show. So I'm looking forward to check it out. It's won a lot of Game of the Year awards. And I both have been looking for it for a while, and I found it. It's real cheap, so that's an awesome game.
Alright, so we're finishing out here. The last couple set of games I actually got today. Got them really cheap at Kmart. They were on clearance. Some interesting finds. Well, the first one, our friend Pat clued us into. I got this Kmart for $5. Def Jam Rapstar.
Yo!
So, really awesome. We actually played it earlier. We were rocking it.
Yeah, it was fun, yeah.
But great game to play with your friends. Great game to play when you're drunk. Great game to play if you just secretly want to be, a rap god. But it's awesome. It came with a microphone and the game itself. So for $5,
it had sticker on sticker on sticker
on
sticker on sticker. Right?
There.
There's one side one still left on, I think. What was that one? Was that $49? So that was probably the original.
So at one point this was $50.
Yeah.
I don't want to pay $50 for it. But for $5, it has 45 to 50 songs on there that range from like more classic hip hop to more recent stuff. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. So definitely check it out if you find it for really cheap.
$5,
yeah. So there's that one. Next thing I found. I've been wanting this for a while, but I didn't want to pay what the original price was.
Probably $50 to
$60. I got this for $10. Xbox 360, you draw a game tablet, and it's pretty much.
It's basically.
Pop this out real quick.
Yeah, check it out. It's really cool.
It is a cool little tablet. It's pretty much like a Wii U tablet.
Yeah, it's really like.
Only you use it to draw, but. Yeah, just very, very cool.
Sleek little device.
Yeah, I mean, it really is like a Wii U tablet, but it's very cool. I haven't tried it out yet, but I'm going to probably tonight.
Megan's an artist herself, so
I like that kind of stuff. Any drawing games,
fun.
I always enjoy like the art academies and this kind of stuff. So for $10, I felt like that was kind of a steal.
Yep.
But.
Some good Kmart to find.
Good
you can
Kmart.
still find stuff at Kmart.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, even though they're kind of nice.
Just the stuff they can't sell.
But just look through their clearance section, and you're bound to find something worthwhile, whether it's Rapstar or you draw.
Alright, so the last few games I got, when I mentioned earlier there was the 2 for $10 deal at GameStop for pre-owned games. I also got the third Killzone game, which this is the last one that I needed to get, and they're a pretty good series. I don't think they're as good as like Halo or anything, but I've always liked them, and graphically they're really good. And I played the demo of this and liked it, so I knew I wanted to get it eventually. And now it's $5, so good deal. They had a couple other good ones there. They had like God of War 3, which I still have to get, and everything. I wouldn't mind paying $5 for that. So there's a couple other ones on there that they had in their sale. So hopefully they'll have a sale like that again. But this was a good first purchase. And then got this game for $1.99 because I wanted this for a while. I saw it back in the day when it first came out. It looked cool to me. But then we were recently watching a video on YouTube that talked about it as like a cool, rare, or not rare, but hard to find little memorable game of the past that might have been forgotten, and I haven't forgotten it. So that is the Mark of Cree, and if you've never seen it before, it's basically a PlayStation 2 action adventure game that looks like a Disney movie in 3D. It's like a Mulan, like,
that's
Oriental style.
It's
really awesome.
Mulan and
look to it.
Made it like R.
Yeah, it's rated M.
Sure,
it's got a lot
very
of blood and
gory.
stuff in it. As far as I can tell, probably like decapitations and stuff like that when you're fighting.
The good stuff.
But it's really cool, and it's got these hand-drawn cinematics, really nice. It seems awesome so far. So after seeing the video and then seeing it for $2, I'm like, finally gonna get it. So, and then lastly, Megan was really nice and got me this at the beginning of the month. It's just a nice little treat. And you saw we recently got our Wii U for the first time.
Which we are
Zelda
loving.
one. Yes, we really love the Wii U. I'm looking forward to a lot of the games coming up. Mario 3D World looks awesome. And this game is so much fun, and that is Rayman Legends. Now, Rayman Origins came out on the 360, PS3, pretty much everything, and it was a fantastic revival of Rayman. I thought they took a break from good Rayman games for a while because they were making the Rabbids games, which they might be fun party, mini game collection games, whatever, but nothing compared to what I thought the first 2 Rayman games were like. I didn't really play the third one, but I know the creator, left for that one. So he's back on with these 2, and this is just creativity and innovation, and every level is just so thoughtful.
Awesome. Platformer. It's just so good. Like it's one of those games too. Like it's good to play alone, but you enjoy it just as much, if not more.
More, yeah. In this game, I'd say more.
But if you play it alone, it's still a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
So
it's designed for both.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And if you never played either this or Origins, they basically follow the format of like. If you look at like new Super Mario Brothers games, there's multiplayer and side-scroller, big open levels, but I think the creativity in this game and the last game are a little more throughout than the new Super Mario Bros. New Super Mario Bros. Games are like refinement of the classic Mario formula with some really creative level design, but the art design is amazing, and they have these really cool music levels where you have to like, you run through the levels as the song, it's like a song from pop culture, but done with like the voices
and
of characters in the game.
As you're jumping or like grabbing onto like the ropes and stuff to slide down, or like defeating enemies, like the music's kind of in tune with it. It's only a few levels like that, but they really stick out. They're so cool.
Yeah, awesome game.
Great variety.
Great game. I wanted this since I first played the demo for the Wii version back when it was supposed to come out just for Wii. January, February, something like that, earlier in the year, and then they delayed it to release it on every system. Yeah, it sounds like they did it for business purposes to sell more copies, but it came out right when GTA 5 came out, so if they lose sales for that, that's their own fault. But great game, I'm going to support it and recommend it to anybody who has a Wii U, or if you have a 360 PS3, it's on everything. So
it's really
great
good.
game, check it out.
So, finishing out our video, a couple purchases that Nate and I got. We'll do mine first. I got him from Goodwill. It's Piplup. Pokemon, he's so cute.
We were like, ooh, a Pokemon plushie.
He makes me really happy. I just melted like a little.
He's so cute.
But he's so cute, and he was in like
to celebrate
perfect condition,
X
like
and
no
Y.
rips or anything. Yes, and X and Y came out,
which we didn't get.
We didn't get. But Christmas is here soon. Yay! In like 2 months. So here's Piplup. He's my little buddy. And what did you get?
Oh, I got a little. There's a game coming out new game coming out with Pac-Man soon for 3DS. I don't know if it's going to be any good or not. It's like a little side scroller, I guess. But there was this cool little Pac-Man figure at Target we saw. They have them at other places too, I saw as well. And they're little, like, posable Pac-Man figures. And they just were really cool and very well detailed. So
yeah, really
I wanted to figure they were $1. So I got a couple Pac-Man, one I left in the box. And then we got, I don't know if it's a bad guy, but he's like a robotic looking Pac-Man guy. Don't know who he is, but he was cool. He was there for $1, so we were like, let's get these, and they're pretty cool. So I put them on the shelf next to my Atari games. So pretty cool, little Pac-Man detailed figure.
Can't go wrong. I always like collecting little figures.
Yeah, and it
like
was
that.
cool. So yep, we're happy to find that. So
cool. Well, I think we did enough damage here. Thank you for sticking around. Not too bad. Thank you for sticking around and watching our video. We really appreciate you guys watching. You know, we're just starting out. This is something we really like to do, and we love that you continue to watch our videos and sit through them, even when they are probably close to 40 minutes long.
Do us a favor and let us know what you think of some of the games that we got, or if you played them.
Absolutely, we'd love to hear feedback.
Have any comments on them, and subscribe if you haven't, and definitely check out our other videos because we're going to keep making them, and hope you like watching what we got, and we'd be glad to follow up with our feelings as we play more of the games that we've gotten if you leave any comments. So let us know, and we'll talk to you then.
Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.